again you'll get confused. So let me put m naught on. Some books they wrote delta m naught. In fact, it's correct mathematically. So what is the test mass? Test mass is m naught. So what is the mass? Negligible. Test mass is what? It's a point mass of negligible magnitude. So what is the mass of this particle? 0.000000000 like that. But it's a non-zero. It's having very small magnitude. It's a imaginary what we are bringing. So I am going to keep such a test mass near a point mass of mass m. Then let's go for Newton's laws of gravitation. So here it explains a force F1. And when the same test mass, when I keep it at a distance s, it will experience a force F2. Now, what is F1? So we are going to write F1 as G m naught R1 square. What about F2? G m naught by R2 square. So from a diagram, it is very clear. R1 less than R2. So F1 greater than F2. I will release this test mass. Anything will happen to test mass here. I think due to force, it will accelerate. Due to acceleration, it will acquire speed. Due to speed, increase in speed, its kinetic energy increases. From where this kinetic energy has come? Go back to the exactly straight away the work done. Like if a body due to force, if it accelerates, speed will increase, kinetic energy increases. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Means like the force is capable of doing work, no? So what you can say the work done, force into displacement. Okay. I know. How you define work done? Work done as force into displacement. And let there be a displacement. Let there be a small displacement occur. So what is the small displacement? Let me take that as dr. So what is the small displacement? Let it be dr. What is the work done by this force? dw1 equal to f1 into dr. Similarly, work done by the same force on another point mass kept here, which should be equal to f2 into dr. So this particular force, what mean gravitational force, is what capable of doing work, no? Because force into displacement. After some time, what mean this test mass will undergo some displacement. Then what is work done by force? F1 into dr here. So now we have something. F1 greater than F2. So what does it mean? dw1 greater than dw2. So what is this gravitational force? It is doing more work here and it's doing less work here. Let's see, like, sir, is it two test masses you kept? Okay, let's assume that first I'll keep test mass here. Then it does work, dw1. I'll keep test mass here. It does work, that is dw2. So where work done by the gravitational force on test mass will be more at point 1, means this particular force what will happen at different positions it is doing different work, means and it is doing work means it should have energy. It should have energy. Next question comes on how do it will exert a force? There is nothing but a field. I'm introducing the idea of the field. So what actually happening is surrounding the point mass, what you should do, you should assume a some sort of a field. So what is this yellow color? This yellow color is what? This yellow color is what? It's called like a field here. So surrounding this particular point mass, what happens? There is some sort of field is present, or you can better call sphere of influence. Yeah, sir, what is the shape of this? Any shape? So usually in books, what happens? They are shown spherical. It's being justified. just like a, to make that uniform thinking, there's okay, this called like a sphere of influence. So what is this yellow color? This I'll call like a field produced by point mass. Any particle, if it lies in that particular field, the field will exert a force, and that force is what the gravitational force is telling. Similarly, what will happen? The particle, the test mass, when it is at 2, yes, it is present in the field of the point mass. So the field will exert a force here. So what is the basic idea? And what happens if test mass lies outside the field? Yes, where the field is, if there no field exists due to point mass, definitely what happens? There won't be, the field will not exert any force because the field itself is now there, no question of exerting force. So any other body enters a field, so this field what happen will exert a force. This is the nature of the gravitational field. So now what is your entire imagination here? So whenever you get a gravitation, when you enter into a gravitation chapter, so what you should do is like, you must assume some sort of field. So I'm asking you to assume that yellow color. So this particular thing, let it be, I'm asking you to that one. The body, what happen, you assume one green color or something. Then yellow color, what happen, you assume some sort of color surrounding a body. I think you might have seen some movies, no? They show some god like that and some light coming from him. Similarly, the whole gravitation chapter, you should have that imagination. What is that? A body give some red color or green color. Surrounding it, what happen, an yellow color should be there. And what is that yellow color? Is a field. Like that, every body, what happen, it will produce its own gravitational field. And if any other body enters into that gravitational field, then the field will exert a force. Therefore, this particular F1, F2 or what? The field force. Are they in contact? No. Test mass and point mass, they're not in contact. Still, they'll exert force on each other. But here, I'm not showing F1 on what? F1 on the point mass. The reason for that, the reason for that, because we are interested what force the test mass will exert. So what is this test mass? It is just brought to check whether is there any field or not. If the test mass, I'll keep here, experience a force. So definitely I can say that as it is present in the field of point mass. Now I'll keep it here. It will not experience force. So there's no field due to point mass. So is it okay now? How to check a field is there or not? Just bring a test mass. If it experiences a force, there's some field due to that body. If there's no force acting on it, there's no field. Like that, the field is brought. This particular field weapon is having a ability to do work. So how you can say? Yes, you have enough mathematics. This field is having ability to do work. Then it's having ability to do work means it must possess some energy. So how to express that energy? So I'll introduce a quantity called as gravitational field strength. Gravitational field strength, we denote symbol E, that one. At a point is defined as force experience per unit mass kept at that point. Force experience per unit mass kept at that point. So according to the definition, this should be E, force experience per unit test mass, anything. So let me write only mass here. Then you may think that only test mass it is. It can be any mass. So time being, I'm assuming test mass here. So this should be G M M naught R square into M naught. So this will cancel out. So Gm by R square. What can be unit for this? Next question comes. What should be the unit? Newton per kg. Force is a Newton, mass is a Newton per kg. Later on, as we proceed, I'll give one more big, very good unit. Force by mass, what you can at acceleration. No? This is nothing but also meter per second square. These are the units what will be giving for the gravitational field strength. Is it a vector quantity? Yes, it is. What is the direction of E bar? The direction of E bar should be the direction of F. So if you write in vector form, At a given point, the direction of force explained by test mass kept in that field will be the direction of the force. So therefore, what is the direction of E bar here? The E bar will be in this direction. Along line joining only. So like this happen, we'll introduce a quantity called as the gravitational field strength here. So now what will happen? Slowly the idea of field is brought here. So what we are able to measure the field strength. So force explained per unit mass here. And now, so you look at that particular formula. Means any body, if it is present in a field, will experience a force. So shall I put like this? This will be much useful for us. If a mass kept in a gravitational field will experience a force. Able to interpret this? Able to interpret this one? If a mass present in a gravitational field will experience a force. How do that force will act? In the direction of E bar. So let me show some rough diagram. So what is the dotted lines? These are the direction of E bar. We don't have still know very exact the definitions of, you can say, the gravitational lines of force. Only for your understanding, I'm just showing there's a uniform gravitational field. What is the magnitude of this E? If I keep any mass here, point mass, in what direction it will experience a force? It will experience force in the direction of the field. Now I'll keep another mass M2 here. Yes, it will experience the force like this. So what is F1 equal to? Mass into E bar. What is F2 equal to? Mass into E bar. I think this is going to help you a lot. And this force, what it does, it will accelerate. If you release this particle here, after some time, what it will be here. After some time, it will be here. It will accelerate. Then what is the acceleration of the particle? F by E. And what is E? Somebody will produce. Well, let's not bother now. Sir, who will produce this gravitational field strength? Some object, some body. When the same gravitational field in a uniform gravity. What do you mean by uniform gravitational field? Straight lines parallel to each other. There's a method of showing that particular field here. Now in the same uniform gravitational field, if I project a charge particle, if I project a particle with a speed u, anything will happen to this. I'm slowly trying to build up the application part. Now it will experience a gravitational force. Will I agree? And what is F? F should be equal to me. No, because of force and velocity, what will happen to charge particle? It will deviate. Am I right? And continuously that force will be acting. Similar to gravity, no? So now you are going to get a plenty of numericals of this kind. Means like now I'll take another particle. Okay, I think there's a particle 1. We'll write it. F1. Now, sir, another particle. I'll project it in this direction. Then what direction gravitational force will act? Gravitational force will act in the direction of field. So what happened to this particle? It will undergo retardation, no? Then again it starts moving. Now I'll take another particle. I'll project with a speed u. Then what happen? A gravitational force, what happen, will act here. So it's not that since we have given velocity, it will act irrespective of it. Whether particle at rest or released from rest or projected in the direction of field, opposite to field or at an angle, the gravitational force is what? The mass into the gravitational field strength at that particular point. Since the field is uniform, everywhere the same force will be acting. But here, sir, you are showing different forces F1, F2 because the field is non-uniform. You look at this one due to point mass. So if the field, if at all points in a space, if the direction of E bar is same, and at all points the magnitude is same, the field is said to be uniform. At all points of the E bar is directed towards right. And what is the magnitude? Everywhere is same. So therefore we call uniform gravitational field. What do you mean by uniform and non-uniform? Uniform means the magnitude and direction should be same at all points in a space. That's called like a uniform gradient. What about non-uniform? If magnitude or direction or both are different at different points, then said to be non-uniform. Okay, there's a core central idea. Next, again, sir, like how do see this? What as a student, I suggest you have to think. See, it's not like something. Okay, I know formula. How do it exert force? Because till now in the mechanics, what happen? Like I said, maybe invisible rope is there. This point mass what happen will tie one thread to this, which is not visible for us. Okay, I'll go and check it. There's no any physical entity here. There's no thread. There's no rod and a field. And sir, what is that field you're saying? That's what you have to assume. Some color you assume it. So in the entire gravitation chapter, what happen? Body some color, the field some color, surrounding every object that one. Okay, let's do one thing. So till where this field will exist surrounding a point mass. Okay, let's do one thing. Where field will be zero at r equal to infinity. So for a point mass, so till where the field will be present, almost till infinity. But where the field will be zero at r equal to infinity. So what this point mass will do, it will produce its field where till infinity. Means now this test mass, sir, here I'll keep test mass. To explain concept, I made you to think like this. So if you account to this formula, what meant the field, this yellow color region, till where it will extend, till infinity till extend. Okay, sir, now are you exerting force on us? Okay, I'm now almost at a distance of say like a 10 kilometer from you. Is I'm exerting force on you? You are sitting in your home. Yes, I'm exerting force. I'm also made up of point masses. I'm some body. Will I exert any force on you? Yes, I'm exerting force on you. Sir, moon is exerting force on me. Yes, moon will also exert force. Planets will exert force on you. Yes, planet will also exert force on you. Ah, sir, then the planet will have any influence. Any planet, I don't know. Uh, what do you say? Some Shukra Graha. Or say like I think Guru Graha something. So where it will give the good education something and you do some Navagraha puja. Really? Can it happen? Do you get better rank if you do Navagraha puja? I think some days nowadays parents they called me. I didn't scold it. I just suggested them like see like they're like sir we are going for they see that I'll apply some tilak no. They're thinking that okay I'm support all these things. So they called me. So like a Navagraha dosha is there for my son, uh, my kid. So we are planning for that. Is it advisable? I told like a, I told what is that? What is the purpose? No, it's not studying properly. So we are going for Navagraha dosha. I told like a, so how they are related. We don't any physics formula that so and so planet will exert force, and if you do so and so activity, something will happen. Yes, planet Jupiter, planet Saturn. I'm not saying they'll not exert a force. They'll exert a force. On what they'll exert a force? Okay, let's get into our body. What is the distance between planet and us? Very large, no? We may not experience that force. We may not feel. Okay, let's do one thing. Sir, is it any force acting on cell? Because we are made up of human cells. Yes. Inside the cell, what happen? We have mitochondria, powerhouse of a cell. So that mitochondria will experience a force due to that planet. Yes. And will there be any influence of that force on us? According to the physics, what we know, we say negligible, it will not have any impact. And so then why people are going for that puja? See, something is related to mind. What all the spiritual science is related to mind. What all we are discussing, the physical science, materialistic science, it is nowhere related to mind. And according to science, there's nothing called like an instrument called as a mind. There's nothing called like an instrument called like a mind. The science is unable to define the mind. And what all we do, all the pujas, no, to purify mind, to make mind powerful. That's what I think. And when we say science is will not accepting that mind is present, I think what all you do puja according to science is not acceptable. Okay, sir, then why you are talking against our Indian culture? I'm not talking against Indian culture. I do read daily Vishnu Sahasranamam, but I will not say that something like a which is, because in a physics class I should talk about physics only. So definitely when you ask it scientifically, no, I say that is that Navagraha Puja will not help you to get better rank. Sir, how do you can say? Because see, like what all that Navagraha Puja is, that it is related to something mind. I think some will wear the rings, no, here or on your right or left hand finger. I don't know. That rings will wear some stones will be there, green color, red color, blue color, and some will wear here in your neck some taita something or yantra something. Some will do omas. Some will go to Basra Saraswati Devi temple to get a knowledge. So then how all? See, there are two knowledges are there. You can put it materialistic knowledge, what we are studying, and next is the spiritual knowledge. When you pray to God, you go to Basra temple and you are praying there, what happened? The spiritual knowledge. So what you need now? The materialistic knowledge. And how to obtain materialistic knowledge? In clearly in all scriptures defined, the materialistic knowledge will come by observation and by experimentation. The spiritual knowledge will come by querying yourself about the nature, about the God who is there, always two different streams. And what we are doing, we are bringing the spiritual methods to gain materialistic knowledge. Not possible. What all the pujas are there, they are related to what? To gain spiritual knowledge. And what we are doing, and we are forcing that mantras, we are manipulating, and we are that what all is there in Bible, Quran, Vedas, what happened, we are trying to manipulate, and we are saying that even you get the materialistic knowledge. But in the scriptures it is clearly told those who are interested in study of nature make observation of nature, you will get the knowledge of nature, materialistic knowledge. Those who are interested in spiritual knowledge focus on the spiritual aspects. How do the spiritual methods will help you to gain materialistic knowledge? Not possible, no. So what all you wear that ring, okay, that one. What all you do omas to, or what all you visit temple. See, if you go to the pray to God, God will already has said clearly that what you want. You want spiritual knowledge or materialist knowledge, and yes, they have made a rules. Follow that rules. So God will say like already I said rules. Okay, go and read that rules and follow it. She may help you to realize it, but she will not help you to get a rank. She will not bless you with a rank. She will only bring, she will only help you to get the conditions. Maybe she may introduce a good teacher who will help you a lot, but she will not bless you with a rank. So there's a wrong aspect in India that morning you get up 4:30, then it's like a cosmic time it is where you can have good concentration. Morning if you get up, you get a good sleep. You don't get good knowledge. Then some people will do pranayama meditation. That is for spiritual world. You look at Japan, Russia, Germany, Italy, all European countries, America. Will they anybody gets up early morning 4:30 and they'll start reading book, or they'll solve SEO problem, or they solve Resnick and all? Nobody know. The life will begin at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Or 8 o'clock is general schools, 9 o'clock is schools everywhere in the world. 9 o'clock it will begin. So it's a wrong concept like early morning, I'll get up, I'll read, I'll get a good rank. You'll get a good sleep. So morning, if you get up, what you should do? You should do physical exercises. Or you do yoga, meditation. There is another thing. But don't read early morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, get up. I think somebody will force you in your home. Read early morning, concentration will increase. Then in India, everyone is reading, no? Why we are not having any discourse inventions? So it's a false propaganda, I feel like. Sleep happily, 5:30. I think the natural wake up time 6 o'clock. I feel okay, 5:30. What will be that? Sleep happily. Sleep is sufficient. Get up, then start working. And our human brain, what when the materialistic knowledge is focused on daytime, we should observe nature. Our nature begins what at 6 o'clock and will end up at 6 o'clock. So what's the best time to acquire knowledge? The daytime, materialistic knowledge. Nowadays we are reading till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. The human brain will not support once the concentration after 8 or 9 o'clock. That's what I feel. Very effective will be the daytime. The daytime is from morning 6 to the evening 6. We are very effective, very productive, you can say. So daytime you sleep, night you wake up. So the body will not cooperate. Finish sure. You will not become a better scientist. A better engineer not possible. You have to follow the nature. So these are some things are there. So I'm not against any culture. I'm just telling you this one. The science will come by only observation and interest, not by doing some puja. That much you will not become scientist. You will not become engineer by doing puja. Instead of that, what you spend time in doing meditation. No? Say some I seen somebody like a do pranayama, concentration level will increase. Newton never did pranayama. Einstein never did pranayama. How they are related to this? See, pranayama is something meant for the welfare of your body and psychological thing. Nowhere related to knowledge processing. Okay, if you do exercise pranayama, okay, body will become strong. Psychologically, will be very good. Finish all. But will you get a rank? No. Fine, all of you. So don't link these things with these things. So you want to get a rank? Okay, do think. Take problems. Start thinking on it. Try different methods. Analyze it, you'll get a knowledge. There's the only thing is available for us. Finish all. There's a best situation it has come because we are thinking that some suddenly one day I'll get a knowledge. No, suddenly you'll never get a knowledge. Every day you have to put effort. Every day you have to analyze. Every day you have to think. Same thing with the spiritual knowledge also. Every day you have to analyze, you have to think. Then only you'll climb up. Knowledge is something where you have to gather it. You'll not possess suddenly. Means now anybody can become Einstein. Yes. So then why you didn't become? Maybe I'm not interested to become Einstein. I'm interested to become teacher. So I'm teacher. Got the idea? So what you want to become, it's there in your hands. Put effort and you're going to reach there. So nothing to do with intellectual, memory, your thinking ability, concentration level, nothing is there. You are interested, just make observation in nature, put efforts, analyze, compare things and grow up. That's what the science is telling. See, if you go for the Western schools and universities, no, if you say I'm intelligent, no, what when they laugh? What do you mean by intelligence? You all the inventions, discoveries have not come by intellectual power. They have come by what? By observation. That's why the research in India, why we are lagging. We do think that only bright students can do research. It's a wrong thing. If you go for Western world, no, Western universities, anybody interested and who are good observers, no, so they're in better research. Huh? So we have totally wrong. It's a lot of perceptions, wrong perceptions are there. From that you have to come out. Okay, no. So the idea of field. So what is as a student, what you should think, sir? How do that point mass will exert a force? How that field will be, and why do that force will act like this only? Nothing wrong. Do think, analyze it. Because as a book, as a teacher, nobody is able to explain. But you can start thinking, how do they interact? Because there's a force, and again I'm introducing to the basics of what mechanics. No, that force will accelerate, that force will retard, that force will deviate a charge particle. How it can happen? They're not in contact, and how do that field will exert a force? How do they interact is what you have to, as a student, you are supposed to go, you have to analyze here. As our syllabus, I'll just stop it here only. This is what required. Okay, like this, I introduced the field. So now what we have studied? We have studied the field due to what? Due to point mass. So different shaped objects, what will be the field surrounding it and how it will be? How it will vary with the distance. So that is what we have to, our next topic is. So what is our thing?